This is Dr. David Schein, and welcome to Business Law 101. And if you've purchased any type of software, and of course today most of this is done online, you cannot access the software until you engage in the Clickwrap agreement. Now, in most cases, these Clickwrap agreements are considered binding unless there's a state law that prohibits it. And they do have to comply with certain basic terms, but overall, basically what it says is we're not responsible for anything. We're not responsible for these things tearing up your computer or having viruses in them and all that. The worst that you can do to us is to get your money back. You cannot get any consequential or punitive damages or all that things that we've already talked about. One of the most entertaining cases that you're going to see in the whole textbook is Leonard versus PepsiCo. PepsiCo is a pretty fascinating case. Here's what happened. And PepsiCo, this is a good 20 years ago, says, hey, if you bring in 1 million bottle caps or pull tabs from our soda cans, we're going to give you a Harrier fighter jet. This was meant to be fanciful. It wasn't meant to be a real deal. And how do we know that? Well, first of all, a civilian cannot buy a Harrier fighter jet, that you cannot own one. You might be able to get a World War II Hellcat jet and have it out there in the Harlingen Air Force demonstration. But other than that, you're not going to be able to take one home is the short version. So that was, right for starters. But what these people did is there was an exception in the rules that said if you have at least 12 bottle caps, you can make up the rest in cash. And for the top prize, it was $1 million in cash and 12 bottle caps. So these clowns led by Leonard went in and offered the $1 million in 12 bottle caps and said, we're ready for that fighter jet. And of course, the PepsiCo said, no, that's a joke. You guys can't get a fighter jet. So they actually ended up in court, and the court agreed with PepsiCo, and in fact, I think awarded them legal fees and said this was so outrageous that there's no remedy except for PepsiCo has the right to remedy because they had to incur a lot more legal fees because of the silliness from the Leonard side. This is Dr. David D. Schein for Business Law 101. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on your favorite platform.